Hi everyone, hope you're doing fine. I'm going to read you a story, but before I will explain to you the vocabulary words. You know how the vocabulary words are linked to this story and the question, so you need to pay attention. The first word is splendors, riches or glories. So the splendor is something that is magnificent, like the Sphinx in the Egypt. In Egypt, we talk about it in the story we are going to read this week. Surprisingly, causing amazement or wonder or unexpected. When something is surprisingly good, is that you were not expecting it. You were surprised about it. Undersea, beneath the surface of the ocean. So when it's undersea, it's under the water. Deep sea is in the deep part of the ocean. So remember the sea, we go swim in it, but there are parts where we can't walk anymore because it's too deep. So that is the deep sea. People go fishing there because there are more fish down. Cobblestone, roads made of rounded stones. So a cobblestone, remember, is a road with kind of stones. You know, those stones are like rocks, but they are round and they are softer. So you can even walk on them if there is not a lot of sun because they become very hot. So if you walk on them, they won't hurt your feet. In romance, love, relationship. Remember in the story, we're talking about Mark Antony and Cleopatra that were pretty very in love. So romance is to be in a love relationship. This is not just friendly relationship. Okay, let's begin the short story. Underwater Dream. Last week, our class went to see Romeo and Juliet, a play about the romance between two teenagers. So remember, a romance, Romeo and Juliet really loved each other. The performance was held in an old theater at the end of Cobblestone Street. I had never seen a play before, so I was very excited. The performance made such an impression on me that I dreamt about it the same night. In my dream, however, the action took place on a large undersea stage. So you could see in the story that he's imagining things. The scenery was magnificent. In the center of the stage, two great castles stood alongside the aquatic splendors of a sparkling blue sea. So when you talk again about a splendor is something that is magnificent. As you can imagine, the performance in my dream was quite different from the one I saw with my class. To begin with, whenever the actors spoke, 1,000 bubbles escaped from their mouths. So he had a very weird dream to have bubbles coming out of their mouths. At the point, Juliet engaged a giant sea monster in a deep sea duel. So you could see that his dream is fantasy. Surprisingly, the sea monster had actually been sent by Romeo to find Juliet and bring her to him in his castle. The dream ended with a joyous underwater wedding. So you can see that this is not the real version of Romeo and Juliet. He was dreaming and thinking of something a little bit more, uh, since he probably didn't like romance, he made his version a little bit more entertaining. So what is the play Romeo and Juliet about? They talk about what? First of all, we know that Romeo and Juliet are teenagers. And they are living a what? I told you, when two people love each other, what is it about? What is the old theater located? It is at the end of what? You know, it is written in the story. Where does the action take place in the narrator's dream? Remember, there are two stories here. So it is where. So it is again a vocabulary word, but you have to read the story because you need to find exactly where it is. Name two features of the underwater scenery. So you have to find the words underwater scenery and you will get your answers. So follow the story. There are two. Find the two. What does the narrator say about the sea monster's connection to Romeo? What do they say? Surprisingly, what did Romeo send? What did he want? What was he waiting? Surprisingly, look at the story. And this is it. So I hope you're going to do well. And see you next time. Bye.